Hello everyone, I'm Bhagyashree Burmon from B.Ed First Semester University BT and Evening College. First of all, I want to thank our professor Dr. Aniruddha Burmon for giving us such an opportunity. My topic of this presentation is language as a medium of communication. So let's first start with what is language. Language is the most important medium of passing existing knowledge to every generation. For example, today scientists discover something, but how our next generation will know about it? So language is that means of communication. Next, introduction. When we talked about language, we have alphabet. From alpha, then we join alphabet to create a word. Then we join words to create a meaningful sentence. Now we see how we move from a alphabet to a word, from word to a sentence, and from sentence to a paragraph. That is why we say it comes into existence centuries before writing the history of any language community. And when we change the word order in a sentence, we change its meaning or even make it meaningless. According to eminent linguists such as Noam Chomsky and Ferdinand de Saussure, language is artificial. Language is called artificial because it is created by human beings. There is no natural process involving in the formation of language. Language is restrictive. This is the limitation of language. While encoding the idea into a language, some of its meaning is lost. There are two similar places. One is better than the other, but we exactly can't say for what one is better than the other. That's why it says no word or symbols can transmit the exact reality. Now, the next feature is that language is abstract. It means it gives the generalized idea of things or thought. Let's say there is a table. It can be of different sizes and shapes, but still it be a table. Next, language is arbitrary. It means it is illogical, or you can say there is no direct relation between the word and the object. For example, there is no reason why a female adult is called a woman. Next, another feature of language is that language is creative. It means as the need arises, a word is created to explain that particular thought or process. Next, language is repetitive. Language has the capacity for redundancy. Repetition may improve or impede the effective communication. Suppose I say we have a class tomorrow at 11 a.m. in the morning. Now I am using 11 a.m. So obviously a.m. is being used for morning. So there is no need to use the word in the morning, as I have already used am. Last feature of language is that language is recursive. It allows to express ideas or thought or feeling using the same vocabulary. Importance of languages. Language is the tool to learn knowledge, express feelings, emotions, and ideas, transmit information, and construct social identities. Next, what is communication? Communication is a process that involves sending and receiving messages through the verbal and non-verbal methods. Next, characteristics of communication. Through communication, we exchange ideas. Here, it is a two-way process, and here at least two persons are needed. It is a continuous process. It can be oral or written. It can be formal or informal. It is a channel-based process. Importance of communication. It helps to establish effective leadership, helps in smooth working in workplaces, helps in motivation and moral development. It promotes cooperation and peace. These are the elements of communication process. Sender, encoding, message, channel, receiver, decoding. So let's understand first what is sender. This is the person who has some ideas in his mind, and to express it, he initiated communication process. He is also called a encoder because he encode the message. He used some symbols or language to encode the message to give a physical form to his thought. Message is the content which you want to send to the receiver. It can be of any form. The next is channel. Channel is the medium through which you send or convey your message, such as email, WhatsApp, Messenger, etc. The next is receiver. The receiver is the person who receives the message and is also called a decoder, as he decodes the message in his mind, and the meaning of the message lies in the mind of the receiver. The next is feedback. It is also the most important element in the whole communication process, as feedback is actually the response sent back from the receiver to the sender in the form of any action or in the form of any clarification. Feedback is essential to complete the communication process, as through feedback, sender gets the idea that whether his message or idea has been understood or not. Noise is the interruption that may occur during the communication process. Now, the next point we are going to discuss is importance of language as a device of communication, which is our major topic of discussion. We have understood the basic importance and characteristics of language. We have the importance of language as a device of communication. Language is a social phenomenon. It helps you to socialize. Language varies according to the nature of society, kind of people, and their attitude. Very simple can be when we are in a class and communicate with our teachers, when we are in playground and communicate with our friends, and when we are in our home and talking to our siblings or parents. We use different types of language. The language used is not same. The social background of any person can play an important role in the kind of language one has. That is why a person with may not be higher education but born in a English speaking family may be able to speak English very nicely, better than even a very educated person. Next, language can be used for many different purposes, such as it can be cognitive, informational, expressive, directive, fatigue, aesthetic. When we are talking about aesthetic and fatigue, we are talking about the creative part of language. But when we are talking about cognitive, informational, we mainly dealing with the academic and professional aspect of the language. Thank you. This is all about language as a device of communication.